everybody. A piece of paper. Best known as the thing that Dunder Mifflin sells on The Office. No, that's not actually what it's best known for. Well, nevertheless, on the show The Office, Dunder Mifflin is the paper company that is The Office. And as boring as a paper company sounds, when you really think about it, it's actually the perfect setting for The Office. And I'm gonna tell you why. Activate super awesome Dunder Mifflin powers! Let's do this. So paper may not actually be best known as the thing that Dunder Mifflin sells, but on The Office, that really is its only purpose. Paper only serves to be what the company of Dunder Mifflin is selling. I mean, you could pretty much replace paper with literally anything, and the show would remain unchanged. For instance, what if we replaced paper with pens? The Office, a show about the Scranton, Pennsylvania branch of Dunder Mifflin, a pen company. Salesman Dwight Schrute, Stanley Hudson, Phyllis Lapender, Phyllis Vance after marrying Bob Vance Vance's refrigeration, and Jim Halpert, who has a secret love for the engaged receptionist Pam Beasley, sell pens. Andy Bernard, another salesman, comes onto the show in season 3 after the Stanford branch of Dunder Mifflin Pen Company merges with the Scranton branch. Jim and Pam eventually start dating, get married, and have kids. Michael Scott, the manager, quits for a little bit along with Pam Beasley to create the Michael Scott Pen Company in order to rival Dunder Mifflin. Michael leaves to marry Holly Flax. Andy Bernard becomes manager, then is replaced by Nellie Bertram, and then back to Andy before ending on Dwight Schrute, marrying Angela Martin, the accountant. And that's the story of Dunder Mifflin, the Pen Company. Literally nothing changes plot-wise, except for maybe a few episodes here and there that heavily rely on the product being paper, such as product recall, when an inappropriate watermark gets accidentally printed on a whole shipment of paper. But even then, that could be substituted for any product defect for any product. But I'm not here to tell you why they could have used any product other than paper. I'm here to tell you why paper is the perfect product. And kind of ironically, the fact that it can be substituted for any other product is what makes it the perfect product. It's unimportant. It makes it so all you have to say is that they're selling paper, and then move on. Then you can delve into the characters' love lives, or Jim's pranks, or Michael's hilarious misunderstanding of everything, or Michael falling into a koi pond while Jim just stands there and doesn't help him at all, or Michael driving into a lake because the GPS told him to, or just all of the awkward moments of the show. You don't need to make the paper integral to the plot. I mean, sure, there are times when paper is integral to the plot, such as in Product Recall, but the thing is that was a one-time thing. That episode is pretty much the only episode where there's a problem with the paper. Because paper is kind of hard to mess up. Like, I think as long as it's flat, thin, and white, you're probably good to go. So paper makes it so a product defect isn't a frequent occurrence. You don't need to dedicate multiple episodes to there being a problem with the paper to the point where it's like, well, once again, here's another product recall episode. Instead, it's more like, well, here's another Michael Scott got himself into a hilariously awkward situation episode. Paper allows The Office to just be an office. Just a generic, normal, everyday office. It's not a big corporation like Google or Apple selling electronics or Disney making movies. It's a normal office with normal people living normal lives. Fictionally normal lives. And when Dunder Mifflin is bought by Sabre and starts deviating from paper into printers and tablets and phones, the show starts to decline. Don't get me wrong, there's still very good episodes, but I mean, we all know that the earlier seasons are better than the later ones. And it's because that you get more episodes based around the product they're trying to sell, rather than just the interactions between the characters. There's like 2 episodes on the printers exploding, and a few episodes on Sabre's pyramid, tablets, and phones. Sure, those episodes still do rely on the characters' interactions, but at the core, the plot revolves around the printer, or the tablet, or the phone. Also, paper is something that every company needs. So it makes it believable that the characters can blow off work and do nonsense while still, you know, being in business. And yeah, I know paper is a declining industry, but Michael Scott practically invented decline, so I think we're good. And let's take a look at a piece of paper. It's bland, plain, boring, and yet it has endless possibilities. Isn't that the whole premise of The Office? Dunder Mifflin, a seemingly boring, lackluster paper company, and yet you get endless possibilities with it. Comedy, romance, awkwardness, and characters that you love. And as Pam said in the finale, there's a lot of beauty in ordinary things. Isn't that kind of the point? The beauty of ordinary things. One of the major themes of The Office. An ordinary piece of paper, or an office, when you dig deeper, actually has endless possibilities for greatness. A piece of paper is a metaphor for The Office. And that is why a paper company was the perfect setting for The Office. Comment your thoughts below. Can you think of any other reasons why a paper company is the perfect setting for the office? With that said, that's a wrap. Michael Scott, the manager, quits for a little bit along with Pam Beesly to create the Michael Scott Pen Company in order to rival Dunder Mifflin. Dunder Mifflin. The Office, a show about the Scranton, Pennsylvania. Scranton, Pennsylvania. Salesman Dwight Schrute, Stanley Hudson, Phyllis Lapin, or Finish. Salesman Dwight Schrute, Stanley Hudson, Phyllis Lapin, or Phyllis Vance after marrying Bob Vance, Vance Refrigerations, and Stim Stalpert, marrying Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration, and Jim Halpert. And Jim Halpert has a secret love for the receptionist Bam Beesly. Bam Beesly has a secret love for the engaged receptionist Bam Beesly. Oh my god. Has a secret love for the engaged receptionist. And Jim Halpert has a secret love for the engaged receptionist. Andy Bernard, another salesman, comes on to the show in season 3 after the Sanford branch of Dunder Mifflin Pen Company merges, not absorbs, because that's the other way around. Sanford branch of Dunder Mifflin Pen Company merges. But the thing about that is that was a one-time thing. But the thing is that was a one-time thing. And when Dunder Mifflin is bought by Sabre and starts deviating from paper into printers and tablets and phones and all that whatnot and stuff,